Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a first impressions of a new foundation that just came out. It's called the Covergirl Vitalist Elixir Foundation. This just showed up in my Walmart recently. I hadn't heard anyone talk about it on YouTube yet, so I grabbed it. I think I got pretty close to my shade. I'm wearing it right now. This foundation claims to be lightweight, full coverage makeup that hydrates and includes SPF 20, so great for the summer, and it's oil-free. So of course I wanted to give this a try and let you guys know what my thoughts were on it. So let's go ahead and apply it. Because I always use a primer when I'm using my foundation, it's only fair to test this with a primer as well. So I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Master Prime. This is the Blur and Smooth one. And put that all over my face. Oh, I like this primer. I haven't used this one in a while. Forgot how nice it is. And of course, as usual, I'm going to apply half of my face with a brush and half of my face with a sponge. That way I can see which way applies better. So starting with my Quo Beauty Sponge, I'm going to stick some of this on there. I don't know how accurate the color is. I got the shade 605, which is Ivory. I think this was their lightest shade. I'm not totally sure. This might be a little bit dark for me, but... oh, it actually doesn't smell too bad. So this does have pretty decent coverage, but it's not full coverage. I would say medium to full coverage, but it does look really nice on the skin. I will give it that. My chin still has quite a bit of texture. For those of you who don't follow me on Instagram stories, I just got laser hair removal done on my chin. And so I've got a little bit of red spottiness from that. I just got it done 3 days ago. So it's still a little bit irritated from that. But, I mean, it covered most of what's on the chin on the side. There's just like a few little spots that are still showing through. So not too bad of a coverage. Now I'm going to go in with my Morphe brush. Yes, I still have not fixed the handle. So this is applying pretty good with a brush. There's a little bit of streakiness, but usually if I apply with a brush, I go in with a beauty blender after anyways and just kind of smooth out any spots where it has lines, but it's actually not too bad for streaking. Not bad at all. Mostly just around the nose that had some streaking. But I'm just going to go over it with my makeup sponge. So I don't think there's any difference in coverage using a brush or a sponge. It looks about the same on both sides, so you could apply this with either, no problem. So far it looks really nice. It's not caking up around my nose or anything. It's not settling into any lines right away. And it does give actually pretty good coverage. So far I'm really liking it. But I'm going to see how concealer applies over top of this. Oh, look at that, I even have a CoverGirl concealer. I haven't used this in a while. This is the CoverGirl Right Set Gorgeous. So this one's a little too light to cover up like these little spots, so I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer on those areas. So that concealer blended out really nice on top of the foundation. No weird gathering or bunching or anything, so that's good. I'm going to set that all with my NYC Smooth Skin Powder. Okay, I gotta say, so far I am loving this foundation. It's actually working really good. I haven't used a CoverGirl foundation in quite a while. I used to use their Clean Skin line all the time before I started actually exploring into other foundations, and I never really loved it, but I just kept using it because that's what I knew, and I wasn't ready to venture into other stuff yet. But I'm very impressed with this one so far. I'm gonna go do the rest of my face, and then I will be back to give you my thoughts. Okay, so I'm back. It's the end of the day. I put my makeup on around noon today. It is now almost 8 o'clock, so it's been about 8 hours. Let's see what the damage is. I'm looking a little bit shiny, which is pretty typical for me because I do have oilier skin. It has started to break up a little bit around my nose. It never really got very cakey around the sides of my nose, but it is breaking up a little bit there. It's breaking up a little bit in between my eyebrows, but for the most part, not terrible. I did notice that it did sink into my pores a little bit in these areas, but I also didn't use a pore filling primer, so I'm sure that would take care of that problem. I did notice too that this foundation does oxidize throughout the day, even though I set it with a powder. I am a little bit darker. It's kind of hard to tell, but my face is definitely darker than the rest of my body. It would probably be a good summer shade for me, but I think for right now it's just a little bit too dark. But all in all, I think this is not a bad foundation. I think it'd probably be better for someone with normal to dry skin as opposed to oily skin. But I mean, if I were to touch this up with powder, in fact, I'll do that right now. See if it looks okay touched up with powder, because I have not touched my face at all today. Just using the same NYC Smooth Skin powder. Oh yeah, that even made my pores look better again. So after powdering, you can definitely still see that my foundation has broken up a little bit, but that definitely helps it out big time. So probably if I had done this earlier in the day, the foundation probably wouldn't have broken up as much as it has, just because the oil got to it and started breaking it down. So if you are a bit oilier, I'd go in midday and give it a powder and it should be okay. I'll definitely keep testing this product out. I'll probably have a little bit more color over the summer, and then it'll be a better shade match. I am impressed with this foundation. For a CoverGirl foundation, from what I remember them being like, I was not a huge fan. This one is by far better than the ones that I've tried by them before. So I'll leave that at that. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so you can see all future videos, and make sure you have the notification bell on so that you can be notified when I upload. Also, make sure you check me out on Instagram, as I post there pretty regularly, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!